Hi, my name is Shelby Prieto, and today we're going to be discussing the importance of folding towels for organization, ease of use, and many other applications, whether you're at work, at home, or honestly, anywhere that you're going to need a towel. So this is what your pile of towels is going to look like right when it comes out of the dryer. First of all, appearance doesn't look very neat and tidy, doesn't look like something that you'd want to show either your guests or your employees or anyone else that you are either working for or working with, whether it be in your household or whether it be in the workplace. Second, we can talk about the fact that it's not easy to grab a towel, right? We have, I believe, 4 towels here, and if I were to grab one, I either run the risk of toppling over the rest of the pile or honestly, just creating more disorganization within linen closets, cabinets, wherever you're keeping your towels. So, we're going to discuss the importance of folding towels, first of all, whether that be presentation, appearance, organization, ease of use, and also how to do so. The first thing that you're going to need is a clean, clear workplace. You want it to be fairly large so that you can lay towels out flat, depending on if you're folding kitchen towels, hand towels, washcloths, or bath towels. You need a space that's going to fit whatever size towel that you are folding. The next thing you're going to want is a well-lit area. So I'm in my kitchen right now. This is my kitchen counter. It's going to work perfectly for this. I've cleared it off and cleaned it so that I'm not dirtying any of my towels in the process of folding them. The next thing you're also going to need is a towel. That should be it. Other than that, you need your hands and your focus. All right, let's get started. So I've cleared my workspace of any other towels. I put mine in a basket to the side. You can also put them on another countertop or table, whatever you have nearby that can hold your other towels. We want a clear workspace to be folding our towel on. First thing you're gonna do, don't mind my towel, it's a little stained here. This is one of my dog towels. All right, so we're gonna lay our towel out flat. What we're gonna do in laying our towel out flat is making sure there's no creases, folds, or anything like that. We want it to be as flat as possible. Now my towel is fairly old. It scrunches in a little bit on both sides. That's okay. We're just gonna need to make sure that we line up corners and edges throughout our folding process to make sure that it lines up nicely in the end. All right, the first step to folding the towel is going to be to take this end right here. You can start with either end, whichever end you are more comfortable with, and go ahead and fold it. And we are going to line up these corners up top here, right? So you can keep it down on the table and do the same thing. I just wanted to be able to make sure that you guys could see it. And I'm going to smooth the towel out once again. So making sure that my corners are aligned, my edges are aligned, everything like that before we move on to the next step. Now, there are a couple different ways to fold towels from here. I don't know about you guys, but the way I fold towels at home versus at work, and the way that my mom folds her towels versus the way my dad folds towels, they're all different. But I'm going to show you my preferred way that has never failed me to have a clean linen closet. All right, so I'm going to continue by folding this edge in approximately, I'm going to pick it up to show you, approximately to the 2/3 line of this towel. So you're not going to fold it all the way to the edge, but you're just going to keep the edges lined up on either side and fold it about 2/3 of the way in. Smooth out your towel again. We're making sure that all edges are lined up throughout the process to make sure that we have a smooth fold in the end. Next thing you're going to do is do the same thing, but with the other end. Now, in my experience, this takes practice. So, something you can do is have a template for yourself. If you know the size of your towels, once again, we're all folding all different types of towels, sizes of towels, things like that. What I used to do is I used to have a cardboard cutout, the size that this would be right here, so that I could fold my towel around it and then slide it out. If that helps you, you can absolutely do so. This takes practice though, without such a guide. I've learned that through teaching my family members. So the next step you're going to do once you have your towel folded up nicely, smooth out, edges are lined up here. I will pick it up to show you once again. This edge isn't clear to the end here, but that's okay because it's actually going to give our towel a cleaner fold in the end. Next step is you're going to take this end, which has, for my towel, the design, and it's also the raw edge of the towel. So if you look, this is my folded edge, and this is my raw edge. You want to fold that raw edge over top and meet that folded edge. So this will be an in-half fold, like a hamburger fold. Alrighty. I am actually tucking my fingers into the fold to make sure that everything's lined up properly. I'm smoothing out the top. And now, this is the way I'd put it in my linen closet, so it's only the folded edge toward you. Creates a very nice and organized feel. We're gonna do this one more time with the second towel, and then we're gonna talk about how I usually stack my towels. So I must admit, we're a household with a lot of mismatched towels. So this one is gonna look slightly different. That's okay. We fold it the same way, and they line up pretty nice in the end. Alrighty, so starting out once again, laying our towel flat on the table and smoothing it out. Taking this end over here, folding the towel directly in half. Another hamburger fold. Alrighty, my edges are lined up nice and even over here. I have both corners lined up. I'm smoothing out the rest of the towel once again. Tucking my tie. This is that 2/3 fold I'm talking about. So the reason I'm calling it 2/3 is because if we were to measure from here to here, we're folding it to about 2/3 of the way across. Smoothing out again. So this is the way I'll put it in my linen closet, and let me go grab the other towel so I can show you what they look like stacked. Once you have a nice stack just like this, it's much easier to pull one towel off and not be worried that you're going to take multiple or that you're going to knock the entire stack down. It stays nice and neatly stacked, whether you need your towel for a bath, to wipe up some dirt, to dry up a spill, or anything else you may need your towels for. You have a nice, clean, tidy, organized pile to choose from. Thank you.